Hello everyone, Asas Minotti presents review video about Marvel Spider-Man. Marvel Spider-Man B is a 2018 action-adventure game developed by Insomniac Games and published by Sony Interactive Entertainment. Based on the Marvel Comics character Spider-Man, it tells an original narrative that is inspired by the long-running comic book mythology, while also drawing from various adaptations in other media. In the main story, the superhuman crime lord Mr. Negative orchestrates a plot to seize control of New York City's criminal underworld. When Mr. Negative threatens to release a deadly virus, Spider-Man must confront him and protect the city while dealing with the personal problems of his civilian persona, Peter Parker. Development of Marvel Spider-Man, the first licensed game by Insomniac in its then 22-year history, began in 2014 and took approximately 4 years. Insomniac was given the choice of using any character from Marvel's catalog to work on. Spider-Man was chosen both for his appeal to the employees and the similarities in traversal gameplay to their previous game Sunset Overdrive 2014. The game design took inspiration from the history of Spider-Man across all media, but Marvel Comics and Insomniac wanted to tell an original story that was not linked to an existing property, creating a unique universe, known as Earth 1048, that has since appeared in novels, merchandise, and comics. Marvel's Spider-Man was released for the PlayStation 4 video game console on September 7, 2018. The game received praise for its narrative, characterization, combat, and web-swinging traversal mechanics, although some criticized its open-world design for lacking innovation. Marvel's Spider-Man received a number of accolades, including being named as one of the best superhero games ever made. It became one of the fastest-selling games of the year and one of the best-selling PlayStation 4 games of all time. Insomniac supported the game extensively after launch, releasing a 3-part story expansion titled The City That Never Sleeps and several new alternate costumes for Spider-Man. A remastered version of Marvel's Spider-Man, featuring all previously released downloadable content, was released for the PlayStation 5 in November 2020 and for Microsoft Windows in August 2022. The game's success launched the identically named video game series, beginning with Marvel Spider-Man, Miles Morales, a spin-off focused on Spider-Man's ally Miles Morales, in November 2020. A sequel, Marvel Spider-Man 2, is scheduled for release in 2023. Combat is enacted using 3 buttons, one for dodging, one for physical strikes, and one for web-based attacks. 3. Webbing can be used to incapacitate enemies and stick them to nearby objects, immediately removing them from battle. Enemies who are knocked from great heights are automatically stuck to a nearby surface in a web cocoon, preventing death. 8. 9. Spider-Man can also use the environment to fight, jumping off walls and throwing objects like manhole covers, grenades and webbing restrained enemies. 5. Successful and consecutive attacks build focus, which can be partially used to heal Spider-Man, while full focus allows special finishing attacks to take down an enemy instantly. Spider-Man possesses Spider Sense, which is shown as a white icon around the character's head, indicating an incoming attack that can be dodged. A precise dodge performed just before the attack hits allows Spider-Man to retaliate with webbing against the enemy. 5. Some enemies must be overcome using different approaches. Melee weapon-wielding enemies must be knocked into the air and shielded enemies must be attacked from behind. Enemies armed with whips will drag Spider-Man out of the air and require a counterattack to fight effectively. Other types of enemy include heavily armored agents who can take more damage, brutes, and jetpack-wearing enemies who remain airborne. Spider-Man has access to a variety of gadgets that can be deployed in combat. These include electric webbing, concussive blasts, and impact webbing that launches enemies backwards and can stick them to a nearby surface. Gadgets are unlocked by progressing through the game and can be accessed from a radial menu. Spider-Man has several unlockable suits that are based on existing versions of the character in media. There are also original suits created for the game. Many of these offer special abilities that can aid in combat, such as increasing focus gain, reducing gravity, enhancing stealth, making the player invulnerable, and unleashing an electromagnetic pulse to disable